Welcome to another GoodEreader.com comparison video. My name is Marcus.
And this is Peter.
And today we're going to compare the Nook Tablet versus the Nook Simple Touch Reader. The reason why we're doing this video is a lot of people ask us what are the differences between certain brands of e-reader, what's the difference between e-ink and an Android tablet, or some people are just getting into e-readers for the first time. They see these two devices and they don't really know the differences between them. So we're going to give you a little bit of a comparison on the virtues of each device and why you would want to buy each device. First of all, let's look at the price. The Nook Simple Touch is available from Barnes & Noble for $99 now, while the Nook Tablet has just come out and it retails for about $249 in the US. Let's take a look at some specs. The Nook Simple Touch has a 6-inch e-ink display. And e-ink is basically easier on the eyes. For overall ease of use, e-ink continues to be very popular, very high contrast. It's pretty well, it's light too. You could hold this for a few hours and it not feel heavy. You can see for yourself how easy it is to read. So most people with poor eyesight or people that like to read ebooks directly in the sun find that e-ink devices really suit them. One of the drawbacks and why you might not why you would want to buy each device over the other is for nighttime reading. E-ink definitely needs a lot of ambient light around you, while the Nook tablet is backlit, which means you could read it if you're a nighttime reader. You like reading under low light conditions. It's a lot easier to actually read, and it also has read at night features. So that white background, you can turn it to black, and you can turn the text white, which makes it a little bit more effectively. So the essence of the difference is this is an Android tablet on the right hand side, and on the left hand side is e-ink. They both run Google Android, even though that they differ fundamentally. The Nook Simple Touch runs Android 2.1, while the Nook Color Tablet runs Android 2.3. The CPU on the Nook Tablet is a 1 GHz dual-core processor, while the CPU on the Simple Touch is 800 MHz. Storage capacity for the Simple Touch is 2 gigs, while the storage capacity for the Nook Tablet is 16 gigs. They both use Wi-Fi in order to connect it to the internet and procure ebooks and other content right on the device. I would say the Nook Tablet reads more ebook formats. It does EPUB, PDF, Doc, DocX, XLS, PPT, and text, while the Nook Simple Touch primarily does EPUB and PDF only. Peter here is going to show you fundamentally on how the hardware compares with each other.
Right off the bat, really quickly, you'll see the screen is flickering. That's merely because when you shoot another LCD screen with a camera, be it a TV, cell phone, or tablet, sometimes they flicker. To the naked eye, it's perfectly stable. Now, getting into this isn't a video comparison to see which one is better, because neither of them are better than each other. These are both the very latest, very leading devices from Barnes & Noble. This is the #1 e-ink device from Barnes & Noble. This is the #1 color e-reader tablet from Barnes & Noble. So this is merely to show you which one would be better for you. So as Marcus was saying, heavy high contrast on this one, LCD backlight on this one. Now let's see what we have to work with here. You have page left and right, page forward and back on either side buttons, depending on which way you want to hold it. Maybe with one hand you can still turn pages. You have a physical button here. This is the Nook button. All the Nook e-readers have pretty much had this protruded N button, which I really like. Everything is nice and rubbery. It's really hard rubber, so I really like that. It's easy to hold. As Marcus said, it was very light. You're not going to drop this anytime soon. Moving on to the top, these little holes are not speakers. They're just design. They don't serve any purpose. You have this thumbnail power button almost to lock the screen and turn the device on and off. You have a micro SD slot on the side, so unlike pretty much any of Amazon's e-readers, this one is upgradable. Nothing on the other side. And on the bottom you have a micro USB cable used for transferring data and charging your device. So pretty much This device is golden for you if you're wanting to just read in the sunlight, and it is massively light.
Yeah, I mean it's small and portable. So if you commute via the tube, the subway, the bus, or the train, and other things like that, I mean San Francisco, you're on a trolley. This is the perfect device to really fit in your back pocket. So if small, portable, ultra portable devices is your thing, really recommend a Nook Simple Touch reader.
Exactly. Moving over onto the Nook Tablet. This is an all-in-one device, second generation Nook Color. So you can see right here that it has an LCD backlit screen. It's got full touchscreen ability. So they're both touchscreen, by the way. If I didn't mention that before, they are both touchscreen devices, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. So as you can see, they're both touchscreen, and downloading a sample is as easy as that. So in this one, you have the N button as well, the kind of iconic protruding N button to do a lot of your functionality on the Nook tablet. You have a power button to lock the device and turn it on and off. You have volume up and volume down. 3.5mm headphone jack, looks to be a microphone. Micro USB, I'm sorry, for charging your device and transferring data. You have a speaker on the back and micro SD card support on the bottom. Now, a major difference with these before we really dive into this is that this can play music and this can't. That's pretty much as black and white as it gets. This has both internal and external audio. This has no audio capabilities in any way, or audio ebooks, music, pretty much anything.
And that really helps bring down the cost. I mean, you look at a lot of devices that actually have onboard sound, it usually drives the cost up by, at least 30 to sometimes $70. And so this is why it's easy to get the Simple Touch reader at such a low cost, is because it is a bare bones e-reader, but it is touch screen. So it really feels like a modern type of device in a world where we're so used to iPads, smartphones, just touchscreen this and that. Getting the Simple Touch really is easy.
Exactly. So why don't we just dive into the main thing that we all want to see? How do books look, and how do we read books, and how do they basically look against each other? Looks like I'll have to go to the library here. And I will choose something that isn't a sample. Here we go. Something that is on our account. So we'll just go ahead and simply download that. And you will notice the screen flickers and goes away and comes back. That's because it is e-ink, and the refresh rate is exceedingly slow. So this is how you get this very good contrast with absolutely no power draw once the image is produced.
And power draw is something that we haven't really talked about yet. You can actually get on a single charge on an e-ink based device around 2 months.
Whereas this, you get about 7 hours. So you can really see it is a massive difference in battery life. You can charge this once, go on an entire vacation, move away for months at a time, and never have to plug this in. This probably won't last half a day with pure usage.
Totally. So with this, you can sort of like edit your font experience by changing the size of like the text, changing line spacing, margins, day and night. So you could change the background, like I said, to black, text white. You can make the margins different, and so on. So there's some versatility. What does the Nook Simple Touch allow us to do?
No, aside from the whole night and day usability of it, so when you want to read at night, obviously you can't read at night because it is e-ink and there is no backlight. You can see that it's clear as day through a dark environment, and this one you cannot see anything, so you will need a book light in order to use this. But there is a fair amount of customization. You have about 8 different sizes. You have about 7 different fonts, line spacing, and margin. So it's enough that it's enough you can customize it the way you want it.
Right off the bat, I would say I kind of dig the way that Simple Touch looks. I mean, you can look even just on camera here which text stands out more. I would say the Simple Touch with e-ink, the text really stands out, where this is of course flickering, but in here in studio it's not. But without having to turn off like we would have to really kind of churn the screen up to make the white more vibrant for the text to really stand out. But I would say for standard just reading ebooks, I would probably have to say the Simple Touch.
I totally agree. You really can't beat an e-ink screen, because an e-ink screen will simulate paper. That's what it's meant to do. There's no pixelation, there's no flickering, there's no refreshing. That's all it is it's producing a text-based image, and it is showing it to the fullest extent of its power. If you move up to here, you'll see that it is indeed, you're looking at an LCD screen. You see the pixels, you see the lines, you see it refreshing. I mean, if you want to read a book, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, the big difference with this is the reason why you would maybe get the Nook tablet is because of things like apps. Angry Birds, Netflix, Hulu Plus, being able to watch multimedia video, listen to streaming music with Pandora. Not only that, but you can actually get a ton of apps. Food recipes, cooking books, and so on. With both e-readers, they both have access to magazines, newspapers, and a lot of the best sellers. I would say probably this one really stands out because of the kids' content, and it allows you a lot of things to do. You can buy books that narrate the book to your child, interactive ebooks. There is a lot here, and let me kind of give you an example of sort of like a kid's book that is an interactive book here. So kids, this is The Elephant Child. So I'm going to kind of just move this to the side here. So you could read by myself, read to me with a narrator. It actually has read and record. So if you're a parent that does some traveling, if you are a grandparent and you want the grandparent to read the book to your child at night, they can do that. And you can see I have my recording here. New feature. So this is The Elephant Child, how the elephant got his trunk. So that allows you to narrate an individual page or the whole book, teaches your kids word correlation and a lot of really important other tools and aspects. So full color magazines, full color newspapers, full color children's books with a lot of interactivity, as well as apps, streaming video, as well as a web experience that is full color, gives you flash. You could watch embedded YouTube videos. So primarily, the big difference is the Nook Simple Touch is a bare bones dedicated e-reader used for just reading, and it's more or less black and white. The Nook Tablet is a full color device, and with that opens up a whole new array of things that you could use it for. And that's really the essence of it. If you want a very small portable e-ink based device where you're not going to invest a lot of money, just under $100 if you live in the US, of course it costs more if you live outside the US, or if you want a device that pretty well will do everything. So this has just been a comparison video to show you primarily the big differences between the leading Barnes & Noble e-ink based e-reader and the latest and greatest tablet. If you live outside the US, you can buy both of these devices at www.shopereaders.com. Holidays are quickly approaching. You can buy both of these devices. The company has them both in stock, so if you live in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, or any other country, you can pretty well get them in your hands in about a week after ordering them. So check that out if any of these two devices look appealing to you. So this has been a comparison video of the Nook Tablet versus the Nook Simple Touch Reader. For goodereader.com, my name is Marcus.
And this is Peter.
And everybody take care.